The only person that can truly rescue you, no matter in what situation that you're in, is yourself. You can either wait for somebody to come save you, or make your life easier by not being your own worst enemy. All right. Do you have anything specific in mind? Like, do you already know something that's emotionally blocking you? Do you just want me to kind of see what's going on?
Let's see. When it comes to let's say love, I'm totally just like, I don't think that's an emotional blockage. I think I'm just totally ignoring that right now to heal. But the thing I'm worried about most right now is like future when it comes to like my success in my goals.
Okay. We'll see. So success and goals, do you think it's a problem? I mean, you just said you're kind of ignoring the whole love part right now, which is like to heal. You said you're ignoring it to heal, which is like, I don't think that's how healing works. I think if you want to heal something, you kind of have to face it. But perhaps. But let's see if this is what is blocking you. Okay. How can I call you, by the way? What can I call you? How do I address you?
Saren.
Okay. Let's see. What is just immediately? What is emotionally blocking Saren right now?
Got my pen and paper ready.
You're taking notes?
Yes.
Peek. Okay. So it's interesting. Your energy is actually quite energetic. Like, it's kind of like too much from my body. I don't know why. It feels like you have a lot of energy, but just directing it, it's kind of that's where the blockage could lie. But we'll see. We'll see what's happening. Sorry, I had to chuckle. That's okay. Okay, this could be a specific person that something was happening with here. This is gonna sound stupid because I know we had that talk, like I was in that call yesterday, but I'm just gonna read what I'm seeing. So there's the Hierophant is in distance. I keep hearing the word mentor. Maybe there was a person that you looked up to or that you had a close connection with, that you feel like you got disappointed by here. This is also, you got Three of Pentacles in reverse, which this is a lack of teamwork. This is something where a team was not working together. And wishes were, you got Nine of Cups reversed. So that is some sort of wish that did not come true. Some sort of thing that you thought was going to happen did not happen. And that feels very unsatisfying. It feels very disappointing. At the same time, it's so weird because you have so much energy in this reading. You have so much motivation. Like, I'm actually kind of shaking for no reason. So this could have actually caused, like, whatever the situation was, it could have caused some kind of lack of confidence within yourself. Like, where you feel like you need to prove yourself. It's kind of what it feels like. Okay, so I said the energy feels too big for my body is probably because there is so much energy, but there's not really, like, you don't know what to do with yourself. It feels like now that the situation, whatever this was, is over, that this disappointment has happened, you don't really know where to put your energy. It's kind of like this disarray, like confusion, like you have all of this energy, but you know where to put it. Like it feels out of place. Like maybe you've done a lot of things before, and now that you are not doing these things anymore, it just kind of feels like, what do I do now? It's like, oh, what do you do now? And you got Winter, and Earth, so peace and grounding. So this is all about ending, recharging, reflection. You could be in a period where you're kind of just, again, the theme of this day, because it's the third reading where I'm saying this, but again, a period where you're being forced to kind of stand still, to kind of go within yourself and be with yourself and reflect. And where you're kind of being put into this situation where you can't really do much about it. But then again, you have so much ambition here. You just want to throw that into projects, but these projects aren't there anymore, so you don't really know where to throw that. Like, what do you do with that? Stability, loyalty. You got the trunks. That is about stability, loyalty, reliability. There's also like a little oil.
Wait, what'd you say? Trunk? Like tree trunk?
A tree trunk. Yeah. It's there's a little owl in there too. I said oil. I mean an owl. It's about stability, loyalty, and reliability. So this is kind of maybe, I know, again, weird because I wasn't at a call yesterday, but this is about you being loyal to something, and now that this thing is gone, now that you feel like that thing that you were loyal to before that has created a sense of stability in your life, now you don't know where to throw that that energy, because you put so much energy into that stuff, or you used to. So now that this is gone, you don't really know what to do with yourself. This could have like now actually this is a vicious cycle.
I know what the thing that's gone is.
Yeah, I think so.
That's gone.
we have the Queen of Wands in reverse, so that could have caused some kind of like lack of belief in yourself, or some kind of lack of confidence, because this was so disappointing that it's like throwing you down. But now is the time to kind of ground, like it's the time to ground all that happened, and to recharge, and then to come out on top again out of all of this. I don't feel like necessarily the stability in your life is gone. It's not what it feels like. Like it's very you still have a very stable, a very grounded life, but like that's the energy I'm getting, because you have all that motivation, all the energy that you can put into that. If it would be unstable, you wouldn't have that much energy. At least it's not what it feels like to me. But yeah, we're talking about emotional blockages. So this could also, because I heard mentor earlier, maybe there was one specific person that you kind of looked up to, like a mentor that you thought was, maybe that person taught you a lot. And now that this person is gone, you feel like kind of directionless.
And would that be related to the something that's gone, or could that be the something that's gone? Could definitely be something that's gone. I feel like that was part of the things that went away. The person that you looked up to, or this mentor here, which is why you feel directionless now. I want to see if this is actually the emotional blockage or something else. Okay. Lover's reverse. So maybe, because when I imagined a mentor, I did not imagine a love situation, but it could have been a relationship as well. Can I have more context, please? Of the situation, please, more context. I do often, at least when it comes to like the music that I make, it a lot of times is very dependent on my relationships with other people.
Yeah, that would make sense, because when you use these people as inspiration, or you use these situations as inspiration, and then you're not really in these situations anymore, then where's your motivation going to come from? Is that's what you used to write about, right?
I've always had that problem. It's kind of always been a thing. Like, I really don't want to like have to depend on my relationships with other people for my music. A lot of times I'll write love songs or heartbreak songs, but like I know my music isn't just about love. It's about like the feeling of missing something, like not having something. I've been really big on balance my whole life. And when something feels off, it bothers me. But I really need to be able to move forward and like not have to depend on everybody else to do what I want to do.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense now with all of these cards, because this is literally what you just said, like the first row. It's also Seven of Swords in reverse. So maybe with this mentor thingy, there was something that happened where something got revealed. Something was being found out. or you found out something, and that changed maybe how you looked at this person, or this changed the way that you thought of a situation. The word cosmos foe. So you knew that this was long coming, like this could have been something that you knew that would eventually have to come to an end. Because the world cosmos is all about completion and cycles closing. But it feels complete, like maybe this time of going inward and this time of rejuvenation and recharging reflection, this winter time, is supposed to give you new inspiration. Because right now they're kind of showing you, oh, you have all that, but all of that energy that you have right now, it's all directionless. And I feel like that's the whole point. I feel like that is what is being shown to you. Like that is directionless. And that now that you know these things aren't there anymore, you're actually getting the chance to recognize how much you're like actually dependent on that being there. Like how much you've made yourself dependent on that being there. And even though you were aware of that, I feel like now is finally the time where this whole cycle is coming to a close. Like this could have, you've been saying it yourself, it's been going on for years, or this was always a thing that was kind of relevant for you. But this actually feels like this could be the final time where you've went through this cycle, and now you're finally closing out this cycle, and now you're being prepared for something new. So actually that's very good. But yeah, again, emotional blockages, but you've already moved through the emotional blockage.
Yeah, I've seen for myself kind of like cycles throughout the year. I am diagnosed bipolar. So that kind of adds to the fact that in my mind, I see cycles a lot. And on top of that, I see patterns a lot in things. So like I mean, to get out of that, like it's something I have to learn to accept for sure. But moving forward, I know whatever I do, I have to like stay strong and stay loyal to it, and like really just trust in myself. That's a big thing, is trusting myself. But I don't know how to do that. I never really learned how to love myself.
Yeah, it's kind of, it feels like that is coming from other people a lot. Like that, that you're trying to gain that love or receive that love from other people and not necessarily giving it to yourself. It now makes sense when you said bipolar. It makes sense why the energy felt like it was bigger than my body. It makes sense. Because you have these, you do have these like periods where you're very, very hyper, you have all this energy, right? But now that these people aren't there anymore, that is directionless. You're being forced to kind of give that to yourself. But that would feel very hard because obviously that's not a thing that you have done before.
I think that the grounding thing also with the bipolar also goes really well with that, because being bipolar, you get so fixated on the highs and the lows that you can't stand just being there, just existing and being okay with not being okay, but also being okay with being okay, just like having a neutral stance at certain points.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the hardest thing, is because since it's so much like black and white, the gray is so hard to sit in sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be hard. 100%. Especially because this is what this whole reading was about, was this blockage that was... The blockage is you making yourself depending on all of these things around you when you could just be depending on what is like inside of you. Pulling your inspiration from all these external things. Yeah, I think this reflection period is gonna ground all of this as well. Like Pentacle, so this could be a little bit of a longer period where I feel like this will be relevant. Like this whole reading.
I think it could be a mistake posting this album on the 21st of this month?
I can't tell you if it's a mistake, because tarot is basically a reflection of what you already are.
Yeah.
So that would be you telling you if that's a mistake.
I think a big thing could be like not being too overconfident when my music succeeds, but not also feeling terrible when it's not succeeding.
Attachment. It's about attachment. It's about attaching yourself to the outcome, which don't attach yourself to the outcome, attach yourself to the effort, not to how many views it's going to get or how much attention that's going to get. Because, of course, you'll be disappointed if it only gets 200 views or whatever. Like, that's normal. I think that's just a human thing that, of course, we want our music or whatever, our creative endeavors to succeed. Or of course, everybody just wants to succeed in everything that we do. So that's like a totally normal thing if we're like, oh, that's underwhelming. But that's a trap, because that is not what makes somebody successful. What makes somebody successful is if they keep doing something, if they keep putting their energy into things, and if they do something because they love it and not because they want the external validation from it. So gaining that internal validation first, and then doing the thing that you love, no matter the outcome, that is what's going to make you successful, not the other way around.
I think that's definitely going to be the big point from this. That's something I've been... I mean, it's always kind of been like there in my mind, but I never really prioritized that. And deep down, I think I know that that's like the big thing that's holding me back, is attaching myself to the outcome.
Yeah. Maybe we can look at this a little more deeper as well. Maybe we can see what you can do to kind of counteract this.
Gio, you say the setup's crazy.
What setup? I'm too autistic for this, right? The camera and the mic. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying with the incense in the bag.
Yeah, dude, I live in an attic. I literally live in an attic.
Perfect.
Anyways, let's get back into it. Yeah, it's what I said. It's having all of this energy. You could be... This is catastrophizing, because I heard it earlier, but I didn't say it. Catastrophizing. When we make things a lot worse and give them a lot more power over us than we need to. This is when we write a test, and it's like, oh, if I don't pass the test, I'm not going to pass school. If I don't pass school, my parents will kick me out. If my parents kick me out, I'll be homeless. That's like catastrophizing, just making things worse than they actually need to be. They don't need to be that bad. And this is also self-sabotaging. This is about self-sabotaging. A cycle of self-sabotaging that continues to happen repeatedly over and over again, which eventually will lead to this tower here, to this destruction. The tower in tarot is destruction, things being shaken up completely, like the house being burned down so you can rebuild it. And this is, it makes... The bipolar thing really makes a lot of sense here. It's one little inconvenience eventually leading to a tower. One little thing, through self-sabotaging, through consciously catastrophizing it, eventually turning into something that's so big that it's going to overwhelm us completely. Which it doesn't need to be. Which we can get out of if we talked about it, external validation and versus internal validation. And this is all about self-trust, because I never told this to anyone, but hey, another trauma dump from tarot. So basically, I did actually meet the BPD criteria once. This is just a personal belief. But personally, I think that, or at least bipolar people and people with BPD that meet the criteria of being bipolar or BPD, usually that is a lot of childhood trauma. Usually that comes along with a lot of things, instability in childhood, and parents being emotionally unavailable, parents being emotionally avoidant, that type of stuff, not really giving you that confidence that a good parent should give you. that is why we don't feel confident in ourselves. That is why, because we never got that validation. We never heard that. We never received the same love. So when we're stuck in this cycle, it can be quite tough to find that self-love again, to find that self-trust. But the thing is, nobody is going to give it to us. Nobody's going to come and rescue us. Nobody will come and rescue you when you're laying on a bottom in life. Sadly, that is the thing. The only person that can truly rescue you, no matter in what situation that you're in, is yourself. And that is really the hardest thing to understand. You can either wait for somebody to come save you, or make your life easier by not being your own worst enemy. We've learned that if we just adapt to other people and be that person for everyone that they need, and just completely run over our own needs, and like, just our own needs don't matter, they're not important. But we need to get in touch with ourselves first again. Because if we don't have that foundation, if we don't know who we are, and we don't discover that confidence in ourselves again, then we can never also give that to another person. Because we're always just going to mirror people. We're always just going to get into relationships and we're going to mirror them. We'll never discover ourselves. So we have to be the ones that start giving ourselves this self-love and this validation and all of this stuff. And that's the only way how to get out of the cycle.
Yeah, I had actually recently written a song. Could I play like 4 bars from it real quick?
Sure.
Just really quick. I don't know who I am when I'm all alone, sitting in this damn room. I don't know where to go or who I should call just to feel okay now. That's kind of what I wrote, and that's kind of about like not knowing who I am without someone else. Like, it's kind of about all this. It's really like, it really talks about how much I depend on other people. And when I'm alone, when I have to sit with myself, maybe it's just like trauma blocking or something, but like I can't do that. Like, I don't know who I am, and I'm uncomfortable when I'm alone by myself.
Yeah, because it's too painful. It's too painful to look at what's in there, because then you would have to realize that all the things that you've been repressing. But the thing is, running away from your emotions is not going to make you a happier person long term. It's not going to resolve all these issues you're having. It's just going to make you chronically unhappy and keep you in this cycle, instead of if you would look at it and be open to change. That won't be easy, but won't be all just like this going upwards. Will probably be more like this. But over time it will be like this. Over time the progress will be there. To have that in mind.
Yeah, there's a lot of things, especially with my music. This song's actually a great point for that, like that song, because that's like all I have for that, and that's all I ever wrote. But I don't know if I could write more. Like, that was me at that point, and I will feel that again. And when I feel that again, that's when I will add to the song. That's how I do things. If I stop feeling the feeling that the song is about, then I just stop and come back to it when I feel it again. But oftentimes I look back at my music, and as a very empathetic person, I read my own lyrics, and I mean, I become empathetic to my past self, and I start feeling those emotions again. There's the, like, I don't know who I am when I'm all alone sitting in this damn room. That's not the mindset that I should have, but that's the mindset that I did have. And I think going back and looking at that might be beneficial.
Yeah, reflection.
Reflection. And I don't do a lot of that because I focus so much on the future that I don't ever really go back and look at the past. And when I do, it's just so overwhelming.